Yo, yo, yo. Here we go once again. Another fine Thursday night for Damage Per Second podcast, episode 122. We are back once again, and we are here with, of course, I'm here with my homie Gaming Forte. What's up, Forte?
At work today, big wigs got on my nerves, but I made it. I survived.
Down.
It's good to be
really,
here, man.
Like, you sound really down, man. Like I know you got some
tired, man. There's a lot of work. They was there for like 45 minutes today. That 45 minutes felt like an eternity because of the week leading up to it, but it was cool though. It's over with now.
Well, look, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. You know, I know you got some sound issues on your side you're dealing with. So just bear with us. You know, of course they got, you know, it's not another Damage Per Second episode without Forte having some technical difficulties, right?
Here you go.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying what everybody else thinking. That's all, you know. But anyway, let's shout out a couple people in the chat. Shout out to Spider 13, Sonic Ring.
Right
We say.
I ain't got time for you right now.
Shout out to Spider 13, Sonic Ring, Big Mad Mo, East Texas, Alex, That Guy, Smitty, Truth Serm, Michi Dies a Lot, Next Level Gaming Podcast in the house. What's up, you? What's up, Next Level Gaming? Truth Serm. And shout out to East Texas Alex for re-upping with the 10% membership, the support class. Appreciate you, Alex. Hope you having a good one, man. It's been a pretty lively week since our last episode. A lot has happened. A whole lot has happened. I didn't put like everything that could potentially be a topic in, because like if just any of the little things that happened this week happened last week, it would have been like a big topic. But it's just it's just too much, especially our last two topics. It's just way too big for us to actually have to dig into. And hold up, let me shout out East Texas Alex one more time. Shout out to East Texas Alex for gifting 5 memberships, channel memberships to Arcade. Our own, I guess it's random because it gifted it to our own DPS channel.
It is random.
Just random. But Percolator 9000, John E, and Steve Harlow. We thank you, Alex, and our DPS channel thanks you. In addition to, you know, hopefully the fellas that got the membership can thank you as well. We appreciate you, Alex. Forte, what you been up to, man? Outside of, you know, having people going through your store and everything.
That's man, that wears you out. So a lot of sleeping and a lot of stuff like that. Outside of that, just playing a lot of Destiny, getting ready for the new season, you know, stuff like that. Doing I have my my wife's her one of her BFS friends, she passed away a couple years ago, so we had her daughter over here for winter break, so she's been spending time with us. So we've been doing a lot of stuff with the kids, getting them out the house and stuff like that, you know, bowling and stuff. We're trying to do very cost-effective things because, you know, the price of everything's went through the freaking roof. Remember, Slomo, when it used to cost like to go bowling, it used to cost like $30-$40 at the most to take like your whole family and bowl like 3 games of bowling. You know how much it cost us, Slomo?
Oh, well, I haven't done that in a while. How much does it cost?
Well, remember when it used to only cost like 40 bucks?
Yeah.
Cost us $90.
What?
$90.
Why? Are they charging for the shoes now? Or
no, they
like
charge you for
the shoes
now. They charge you for the stinky shoes that someone else put on, basically.
Oh, yeah, them stinky shoes. Oh, they just spray some random,
yeah, right. They just spray that little
random
that cleanser in there.
Cleanser in there. Them hard shoes.
That'll help,
man. Yeah, I haven't gone bowling and actually I went last year with some friends, but it's been a while. Like I didn't even pay really when I went last year. So now, it's been a while since I actually paid for bowling, but that's ridiculous, man. $90. Like, yeah, everything is super expensive now. Like we talked like a little while ago, we talked about like buying cars. Like I'm hoping that nothing happens to either of me or my wife's vehicles. It's like we really ain't trying to finance anything right now, especially with the way like when I remember when we had that conversation, we were talking about what the average like car note is right now, and it's like last time I had a car note, it was like half what people are paying now. So I'm like, nah,
oh, it's
fam,
ridiculous.
I'm not trying to deal with that, not even a little bit. But outside of that, what you been playing, man?
Like I said, mostly Destiny, a little Halo, some Call of Duty, just a little bit of Call of Duty. I started the campaign for Call of Duty because I never started it, so I started that, and then
I gotta finish that. I still haven't.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually really, really good, and
that's what everyone said.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I picked up Metroid Prime Remaster. I bought 2 copies of it, one to keep for myself and one to keep sealed because it's going for $40. It's going for $100 on eBay right now because can't nobody find it. Shout out to Nintendo and their pricing structure.
Shout out to all the Nintendo fans that can't help themselves.
Hey man, it's only they only charge $40 for that game.
But here's the deal, right? Like they know how to market it, and they know that what Nintendo fans will do. So they know right off the break, yeah, we can charge that kind of money. And you go on eBay and you look at what people are charging for something. Like they don't make them prices. Matter of fact, not really looking at what people are charging. Go into the filters on eBay and go to the sold items. That lets you know why people are charging the way they charge, because you'll see like items being sold. Like if you're looking for a particular GPU or something, or back when the PlayStation 5 was brand new, and people wonder why is a PS5 like $2,000 on eBay. Well, go look at what it's selling for. Because it's selling for $2,000, so people going to charge $2,000 because clearly there are people out there that will spend that kind of money. And so when it comes to Nintendo's games, I don't know why, but people are going to spend $100 on a Metro Prime remaster instead of just spending the $40 on the digital version. I don't know. But I mean, shoot, how far have you gotten in the Call of Duty campaign?
The third mission so far. I like the changes they made to it. Couple of different differences they made. I haven't gotten to you get to the demise of Ghost towards the end, which I don't even know how that plays out anymore because I didn't watch any spoilers or anything. I kind of stayed away from all of the videos and stuff about it. So did the third mission, and man, it's really good. Playing on veteran difficulty as usual, it ain't no fun because they got super aim out there when you play like that.
Part of the reason why I want to go through it is because playing through the campaign unlocks some of the characters in the campaign to be used in the multiplayer. So I would just like to see, yeah, if you go to your character like tab, whatever that convoluted menu they got for Call of Duty, but you go into the character tab,
what convoluted,
and you look at like all those characters, the ones that are grayed out or locked or whatever. If you put your icon over it to see, what do you need to do to unlock it, they'll tell you just get to like a complete chapter whatever in the campaign and you'll unlock that character. So like I've been meaning to finally go through the campaign and do that, but what we need to do is play Returnal. So look, I'm showing some Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. I am on gameplay's for my Ravenclaw, which I'm playing on hard mode. My Slytherin's on normal. I'm near the end with my Slytherin. Now I'm still going to finish it on my Ravenclaw, but I'm gonna start playing more of other games that basically I bought but have been on hold, like Returnal. I didn't buy Atomic Heart, but I installed it. But I'm gonna start playing those games while I'll also go ahead and finish Ravenclaw playthrough. But we were supposed to co-op Returnal, man. So we gotta do that.
I don't know what you're waiting on. Don't say you're waiting on me.
Waiting on you.
Don't say you're waiting on me.
What else am I waiting on? Huh?
I said, don't act like you waiting on me.
I am waiting on you.
I
don't know what you're talking about,
so I need to go buy it. How much it costs?
How you gonna say? Hold on. How you gonna say?
I got $50 on my Steam account.
Wait. How you gonna say? Don't act like you waiting on me and you haven't even bought the game yet.
I haven't.
So clearly I'm waiting on you.
Okay. I didn't know you were waiting on me. Now I know.
All right. So we're going to stream. I don't know where we're going to stream it. Probably on the DPS channel. We're going to stream.
We can do it any day next week. After Tuesday, I'm on vacation. Oh, no. Never mind. No.
You can stream this game for a couple of hours. Screw Destiny.
No.
Yes. Destiny ain't going nowhere.
It ain't happening,
second job
bro.
Anyway. You're going to spend a gazillion hours in that regardless.
Sunday, Monday. You know what? Monday would be good. Monday. Let's do it Monday because Monday Destiny servers are down for 24 hours and I ain't got nothing else to play.
The fact that you have to that trash game. You know, let me not.
Listen, man. Listen. That game is fire, and you just don't want to admit it.
It's not fire.
It is.
Dated, it's old, it's ugly. Engine look last gen because it is last gen. I'm not gonna get in. Look, I'm gonna tell you what I've been playing. See what I'm playing. Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, it's trash.
All I've been playing is that and Fire Emblem Three Houses. That I've been playing, and the only reason I started playing Fire Emblem is because for my son's birthday was yesterday. He just turned 13, teenager. Reminding everyone, got his Nintendo Switch Lite, and I was setting up his. I remember I gotta tell the story now. So I'm setting up his Nintendo Switch Lite, which I got some smoke from this. Okay. Yes, you do. Righteous smoke. Very righteous smoke. But I'm gonna get to that in a moment. And the only reason why I even started playing Fire Emblem again, finish my playthrough, I go to the playthrough. I beat the game like this. The only reason I started doing it is because I was messing around with my Switch trying to figure out how to get my son's account as a child account under my account. So let's just real quick. I'm gonna dive into this real quick. It should not be difficult to set up a child account for your account under your account. You can do that on PlayStation. You can do that on Xbox. Simple. It's real easy. I've done it for my son. He has an Xbox Series S. I set him up like that. Super easy. I had to call Forte. Forte, how many times did I call you?
Like 5 times.
It wasn't 5 times.
It was
about
like
3.
5. Okay,
about
3 times. Okay, halfway to 5. Okay,
I
good.
had to call this man 3 times to get guidance on how to get this done. To save anyone who's listening to this, if you are going to set up a child account under your Nintendo Switch account, the only way to really do this is to just go onto the website. That's the only way to really do it. Otherwise, you are going to be wanting to kill someone who works at Nintendo. I want to know the person whose job it was to set this up. I want to talk to him. I'm not gonna hurt them. I'm not gonna no violence. I just want to have a conversation, wondering what the heck what they were thinking. But and I use this analogy when I was talking to Forte. I finally got it set up. It took me like half the freaking day to get it set up, and and I finally got it set up after Forte was like, "Oh, bro, just go to the website." And I was like, "All right, let me try the website." And literally got it done in 5 minutes. So why is the website easy, but there's no other way to do this outside of just going to the website? Let me give you guys an analogy. This is an analogy I gave Forte. I know it's my analogy, but I think it's a perfect analogy. Let's say you go to an amusement park. In an amusement park got like
the amusement
parking
park
lots from like A to Z. Okay, you know how you go to an amusement park and they're like, you're in lot 5 or you were in lot M. Let's say you go to the amusement park and you park in lot P. Okay, you're in lot P. They got an entrance for every parking lot because you can't have everybody going into one place to get into the amusement park and have fun. Let's say you go up to the gate for lot P and they say, hey, you know, you adult, you can come in, but your kids can't. We're going to charge your kids like adults. Come in through this gate. And they don't give you any guidance on where to go through the gate that will actually get you and your kids through properly. And you have to figure that out on your own. Why not have it work for every method? Like if I want to just turn on my Switch, create on this actual Switch for my son and log it as my account and create a child account through that, why can't I do that? Why can't I do it in various other methods that PlayStation and Xbox have seemed to figure it out, but Nintendo can't? So fix and Forte, you got some feedback in your background.
Oh, I do. How do I have feedback in my background? And I'm
I'm gonna say I'm hearing somebody in the background.
How do you hear anybody in my background and my mic was muted?
Your mic was not muted.
My mic was muted.
Your mic was not muted.
Never mind.
You're gonna tell me his mic was muted. I'm looking.
Never mind. No, it wasn't muted. You're right. You're right. You don't want to know what I was muting the whole time. You don't want to know.
The DPS string?
No.
All right, I don't want it. That's all right.
You don't want to. You don't want to know.
Anyway, let's get into the show, man. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
So, Hogwarts Legacy.
Trash.
Stop it. Don't call games trash you haven't played, okay?
You're right. I won't.
So anyway, at Forte's fraudery over here, Hogwarts Legacy, fight the boycotts. As it's been said, the game has sold 12 million copies in just 2 weeks. That is just on the current gen consoles. And that's just on PC alone. No PS4, no Xbox One, no Nintendo Switch. 12 million copies right off the bat in 2 weeks. Amazing sales. I think probably up there with like the kind of performance we've seen from Elden Ring in this first month. The kind of performance we've seen from Cyberpunk. Right, Cyberpunk probably not really deserving it in this first month. Amazing sales. Now, what's going on is apparently WB is loving Hogwarts Legacy so much. They've decided they're going to do a TV show on HBO Max. So, of course, this is coming from Giant Freaking Robot, which is an entertainment news site that is claiming that it's in the series is in early development. So, like, don't expect this TV show to come out anytime soon. But it will be set in the same time period in the 1800s, the same way the Hogwarts Legacy game is set. And I mean, look, considering how popular the game is, I'm thinking this TV show is probably going to uh do that streaming service pretty well. Forte, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Listen, man, everything on man. Listen, they seeing all that money on HBO. Like, man, it's time for us to jump in and get some of that money too. But I mean, the biggest thing is it's been a while since we had a proper Harry Potter type anything experience outside of that. It's I forget how long it's been since the Deadly Hallows Part 1 and 2. It's been quite a while, probably a decade at this point, and I think a lot of people would actually want to jump into that and actually give it a try and see exactly what it's about again. So a lot of things are really, really popping up when it comes to TV shows and stuff. As of late, a lot of game. I mean, this is a book and a movie adaptation turned into a game, but a lot of games that had a lot of success have seen really, really good success when it comes to their TV counterparts. So I think it's a really good move, and it gives more expansion to the story and the elements of the stuff that they really didn't bring up in the game and stuff that people can really dig into. And I think it would also give them more things to do when they want to like add another chapter to the Hogwarts Legacy. I think that would be something else that they could do. They can kind of use a TV show as a bridge to extend the game's life if people really, really resonate with some of the story elements that they tell in that and some of the plot points. Some of that stuff can end up in the game form, so it's a win-win situation all the way around if they do it right.
I agree. I also kind of feel like I mean, I'm almost at the end of the game on one of my characters, and so the game's very linear. Like it does give you choices and like which spells you use, and like you can choose to not even learn the unforgivable curses, but even if you do learn them, like outside of a comment someone may make, while you're doing the curse, like, oh, you're not supposed to use that. Like there really isn't there really isn't any consequences for using the spells that are forbidden. The story is very linear, even though it's a action RPG in a big massive open world. The story is pretty linear. You don't really even it does have like that, if you want to say a criticism of it, is there's the illusion of like whether you're a Slytherin who ends justify the means, or you're a Gryffindor who's all noble and crap, or a loser Hufflepuff. Doesn't matter. Like, story's a story. It's going to play out the way it's going to play out the same way. And I think that probably will help the TV show more, because there isn't like an issue like you have with BioWare, like the Mass Effect TV show.
Man, you ain't got to be rude to Lord Hufflepuff out here.
Do what?
You ain't got to be rude to the Lord Hufflepuffs out here.
Well, but the Hufflepuffs are used to getting.
That don't mean that we have to continue that outside of the game in the realm of the story.
Hey, look.
You just want to be You just want to be defiant, don't you?
I mean, look. I'm a Slytherin, man.
I mean, you are a Ravenclaw.
No, I'm just. Okay.
You are a Ravenclaw through and through.
If you say so. But no,
I mean, I am too.
But just look, what I'm saying is that will help them write something in the TV show that doesn't contradict the game at all, because the game is already like on that, like the story is set. There's nothing like like a BioWare or Obsidian kind of game where there's so many choices and so many different endings and so many different ways for you to go about it. Like, you don't have to worry about any stuff. So I think that's gonna lend well to it. I'm enjoying the game so much. I'm starting to get that fatigue I get sometimes. Like the same thing I got with God of War Ragnarok, where in the beginning I was just doing everything, like every side quest, every time someone would talk to Kratos, I'm like, hey, what you want, what you need help or something, oh, there's a quest over here. I would just do everything. And then like in the maybe like 2/3 of my way through the game, I just like it's like a flip switch, and I just got tired. I was just like, I just want to do the main story. I just want to finish the game. And I'm kind of like that with Hogwarts now. Like I was literally like, you got all these side characters, and there's like at least one important side character per house at Hogwarts that you have all these quests with, and they're very well fleshed out characters and everything. But I don't know if I'm trying to keep doing all y'all quests, man, helping y'all out with your little personal issues. I think it's about time I just finish the game. So that's where I think I'm kind of at with it right now. You think you still haven't played it, right?
No, I played a little bit of it. I haven't played anything since the first day that I jumped in. So,
well,
I just did up into the sorting hat. They put me in Ravenclaw, and I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I haven't booted it up since.
Okay, yeah, I don't think you are going to ever play this game.
Well, no, I'm waiting for my wife. My wife wants to play it with me and watch it with me and stuff. But my wife is super weird. Like when she's on vacation, meaning all she wants to do is what she wants to do. Like she doesn't do it. Like all she's been doing is reading her Kindle for literally the last 4 days. So she doesn't want to play a game. She doesn't want to do anything. She just wants to exist. And I'm like, okay. And so, but as soon as she goes back to work, she'll be like, hey, you want to play some Hogwarts? And I'm gonna be like, no, Destiny. And she'll be like, come on, let's play some Hogwarts. I'm gonna be forced to play Hogwarts then.
Good.
That's what it's gonna happen when
Good.
I don't want it to happen, Slow-Mo. Watch.
Have you played anything but that trash Destiny?
Oh my God, stop. You did see
Forte.
That they had
Let's go.
You did see that they had an amazing trailer at the State of Play, right?
Oh, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that trailer. All right, that's the topic. You know, we got for later on. We definitely gonna talk about that trailer.
The trailer's great.
But you know, I mean, look, hey, are you gonna watch the TV show when it comes out?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, I like Harry. My wife got me into Harry Potter, so I'll definitely watch it just because I really like the universe and I like the world and stuff. So I'll definitely watch it. Yeah.
Isn't this cool? This whole like I wanted to I recorded this entire at least a part of the section. There's like you go into like a dream, and it's like almost kind of like it's just penciled. And there's no like actual colors to it, and
it's like hand drawn.
Yeah, it's hand drawn. It's like with the crosshatch. It's like it's such a nice little artistic touch that they did there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. That's why I wanted to add that into the gameplay I showed, because
this is them literally putting the concept art in the game.
Yeah, right. And you know, I just thought the whole part was pretty amazing. Like I said, I'm enjoying the game a lot. The combat's really good. I think if the combat wasn't good, I don't think I would be able to finish it, because I probably wouldn't be as interested in it. But like I'm just finding like combinations of spells and things like that really kind of like it has a depth to it that a lot of people didn't really expect. At least I didn't expect so far. But like I said, combat's awesome. Anyway, we can move on to the news that came out. I would say I was somewhat shocked by this, but a lot of people are saying that there's no reason to be shocked, whatever. So Shinji Mikami of Tango Gameworks and the creator of the Evil Within games is leaving Tango Gameworks. And this, you know, off the success of Hi-Fi Rush, the founder and studio head he's leaving now. No one, like, I didn't see anything saying that he was retiring. I didn't see anything saying that he's moving or he's creating his own studio or he's going somewhere else. But he did write in a this was an email to I'm sorry. Here's a quote from trueachievements.com that broke the story. And they said, I'm writing today to let you know that studio head Shinji Mikami has decided to leave Tango Gameworks in the coming months. So he hasn't left yet, but he will be leaving soon. And Mikami-san has been a creative leader and supportive mentor to young developers at Tango for 12 years. through his work on the Evil Within franchise, Ghostwire Tokyo, and of course Hi-Fi Rush. Forte, what are your thoughts about this, man?
I'm not surprised. I just think
why
that because I mean, a lot of these people, we kind of think it's like when you have new ownership, a lot of people just stick around just to, finish out some of the projects and stuff that they already had on the table and everything, and then it's time to go. It's like when you get a new boss, and you're like, yeah, I really don't want to work for a new boss. I kind of like the old one, and I really don't want to. And there's probably nothing wrong with the new boss. It's just a simple fact that just like you don't want to go through a transition again, and you don't want to have to adapt again to another way of doing things, because with every ownership group there's something different that you have to adapt to. So I'm actually shocked they didn't have more turnover.
But isn't Bethesda managing itself? So
yeah, but you're still underneath the thumbprint of Microsoft. The money is still coming from them. I mean, yeah, you're still working under P. Hines and everybody, but in general, it ultimately still falls that those dollars and cents still are coming from Microsoft. And Microsoft does give them the creative freedom to do it, but I just think once you get to the finish line of a game that you're making, and you just kind of want to move on to something else, it might just be that time for them. I'm not surprised that more people haven't done it. Some people are going to say this is a shot at Microsoft and their development and everything like that. I mean, I just think that this case could just be the fact that he had a successful game that just came out. The name is hot as it's always been, and he can get opportunities doing something else somewhere else. And, he built the studio. What says he can't do it again somewhere else?
I mean, that's true. Erodimus in the chat says that in 2020, there was an article stating that he wanted to retire after releasing the company's next game. I've heard people bring that up. I haven't seen that article myself, but if that was the case, I didn't even know about that article,
and that's what I was thinking.
but if that was the case, wouldn't they just come out and say he's retiring? Because they didn't say he was retiring.
Because he's not retiring.
He was leaving the company.
Well, no, he's not retiring. He just he probably just wants another. I'm telling you, it comes off as he doesn't want to work for Microsoft. He probably was already saying he wanted to move. He probably already had it in his mind he was going to move on anyway after they were done with their next title, which was Hi-Fi Rush anyway. So once he got out the door, I mean, it's just a bad timing due to, and who knows? It could be Microsoft. It may not be Microsoft. It could be anything, but it's just bad timing because of all of the stuff that Microsoft's going through right now when it comes to developers and, getting games out the door and mismanagement and all this other stuff. So this is just going to get thrown into the fire along with that, even if it's not the case. I just think the best time to leave your job is when you got new ownership. When you got new ownership, it's like, it may not be nothing wrong with them. I just kind of don't want to, start over. It gives you a reason to finally move on. And if those articles and conversations are true that Erodimus was talking about, over 2 years ago, and I didn't even know about that, then it probably is the case. He just said, I'm going to stick around to finish the game that I'm doing, and then I'm just going to leave after that. And that seems to be what it is right now.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, look. We all recognize that, like, you'll have the cycle of the gaming industry is that founders and creators of studios, once they reach a certain level of success or a certain size, that the culture, not necessarily the culture changes, but the dynamics of how they make their games change. Hi-Fi Rush is definitely a little bit of a change of pace for what they've been doing, which is making AAA games. But I think that, yeah, it makes sense that a publisher would be like, let me go ahead, not a publisher, but like a founder of a studio would be like, I liked the chase to getting there and not necessarily the actual, like, maintaining of being at that
You having to one
status.
up yourself all the time.
Right. So like, if he ends up starting his own studio and they start making like little small AA games, like I mean, look, that's exactly what ends up happening. I just hope it just doesn't end up being like a case where he's like he goes to another
He
big
comes out and
publisher.
tells all Microsoft
And then it's
secrets.
just like, so what was really good? You just went to another big publisher to make big AAA games instead of at the place that you found it. That kind of would like make it seem like there was something else going on, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it could be. I mean, but you know, the biggest thing is just, like I said, it doesn't surprise me. It was just more of, I was more surprised that it hasn't been more people do that. Like a lot of studios under Microsoft had released games already, and they're still, I mean, we had some turnover, or they had some turnover, I should say, but nothing like a lot of people probably thought they would have. A lot of people are still sticking in when it comes to the direction that Microsoft wants to go in. But yeah, this is the first one where they actually released a game and was like, yeah, I'm out, I'm done. And who knows, and think about it this way too. Maybe they don't want to work, I mean, you know, for an American publisher. You never know, they might want to,
Hey, I wouldn't go that far. I don't think that's the, I mean, look,
I don't think
I
it
mean,
is
the
either,
whole
but I
entire
think it's just
studio
throwing
didn't leave,
spit
it's
out
just the
there.
founder. I wouldn't say, you know, make any kind of implication that he has an issue with an American studio being owned by one.
But you know, people are gonna say that.
Well, of course. I mean, a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
say
people are
a lot
gonna
of
say it. It's just, you know, most people are just gonna sweep it under the rugs. Like, I don't think that's the case either. I just think that the man just said, I'm done, and see you star side when it comes to the next game I make for another studio that I either found or join.
But they said, like, what if he joins Capcom?
What if he
I'm
joins
just throwing that, and not saying I know he's going to Capcom. Throwing it out.
and works on the next Devil May Cry,
Right. Or the next Resident Evil.
or the next Resident. If he were, maybe that could be a move though, because you know, Evil Within is a poor man's Resident Evil. Let's be for real. Why not work on the real thing?
I'm just saying.
This
is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If the next thing we hear from him is, yeah, I'm retiring, I'm done from gaming. Okay, look, you already knew that. We knew that's what he planned on doing.
Right.
Or if it turns out, yeah, I'm starting my own studio. Studio's called, I don't know, Plus Ultra. It's games. I don't know. I'm just making something up, right?
Plus Ultra.
You know, he's making a 2D game. It's like a team of 50. Like, then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, he just wanted to get back to just being creative.
The roots.
Even though, honestly, he could have did that at Tango. He didn't have to. You don't have to make AAA games.
Well, you do
have
the
creative freedom at Microsoft to make whatever the heck you want to make. But regardless, let's say he just wanted to build something from the ground up, right? But then, if he goes to like Square Enix.
Okay, so we beating around the bush here. You already know how I feel. Tell me, what do you think happened? What is your thoughts on this? Do you think that there's some foul play going on here? What do you think?
No. I have no idea. I have zero idea why he left. Like, I mean,
I know you don't have, but what is your thoughts?
But my thoughts is everyone's saying, oh, well, he said he was going to retire. But like, if like as I said earlier, if he was going to retire, he just would have said, I'm retiring. But he didn't say that. Look, like the founders of BioWare, when they got bought by EA, they had a something in their contract where they had to basically stay on with BioWare for 5 years. 5 years to the day that EA bought BioWare, they retired completely from gaming. Retired. Did it in the initial and that we're done. This is it. We're out of gaming. Here's a transition. We got 3 months. So and so's going to take over. That's how we doing it. If you're retiring, Let's say you're retiring, man. So like, I think everyone's bringing up that he spoke about, or it had been insinuated that he would retire years ago, are really not thinking about the fact that like he didn't say he was retiring when he did actually decide to leave. Now, a lot can happen in 3 years. So again, I'm not saying there's something going on there, but what I am saying is I'm not gonna call it damage control, because I don't really think like Tango's level of quality is. I'm not saying it's damage control, but the narrative that we are seeing from some people in the community just ain't accurate. Because if he was going to retire, then he would have said he was retiring. But what's the purpose of just saying I'm leaving? And then if you're really retiring, just retire then. The people who don't retire, they go somewhere else. Drew Murray went from Insomniac to the Initiative, and then said he was leaving the Initiative for personal reasons. And then not even months later, a few weeks later, announced he was going back to Insomniac. He didn't say he was retiring. You're retiring, you're retiring. You understand? Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It just seems weird.
No, I'm with you. I agree.
I mean, but I think if there's something to it, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? I don't care. I'll own it. But
you're wrong, slow-mo.
It ain't been proven yet. But whatever comes of it, I kind of feel like we're probably no pretty. It's usually when big executive kind of people leave the company, if they are going to another company or something like that, we find out within like a month. It'll be like, like they're really just like lining up, things that other companies publicly. It always becomes a thing, but it always ends up like within like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I've just announced I'm joining blah 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 blah. What was Mike Kabara left Xbox. He didn't announce where he was going, went to Activision Blizzard. Same thing with Ferguson. That was running the coalition, right? Did the same thing. Going on there. Moving on. Forte, did you get a chance Forte, I can't hear you, bro. Okay, Forte's having audio issues again. There was a PlayStation State of Play today.
I'm here.
There we go.
No, I said I was I caught most of it. I was in the middle of a visit when it was like halfway through it, but I caught most of it.
Okay. What were your thoughts about it?
I actually thought it was really good. I think there was a couple of. I actually liked it.
Really?
I actually liked it.
You are wow! Like you're literally the first person I've heard to say that so far. That's amazing.
I mean, if you're like, okay, well, there was a Destiny trailer in there that actually.
Okay. Exclude the Destiny stuff.
Exclude the Destiny stuff. The show was trash. Even the VR stuff they show, it wasn't interesting.
Well, let's go through that. Let's explore that.
And freaking Justice League looks like a travesty.
Hold on. We'll take it. We'll take it step by step.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
They started out with like 5 VR games.
Yes.
And the very first one was a game called Fogland.
Yep.
And I mean, I thought it looked interesting. I thought the gunplay was a little. VR gunplay. It never really looks all that good. But
It never looks all that. Yeah.
I thought the atmosphere was cool. I thought the style and aesthetic of it was not enough to play the game, but I thought it was alright. What were your thoughts about Fogland?
Like you said, atmosphere wise looks cool, but the gunplay, like I always looked at like VR, like gunplay was like, did you ever see the Blood in the Sands one that they did for PSVR 1?
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked that game. I felt like the gunplay in it was really, really good. And I was kind of expecting to see something like that with the next gen VR. And it just seems like it's more disjointed than anything. Like it, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell when you're looking at the trailer versus you're doing the actions in game yourself. So I really don't want to hold like gameplay or anything like that against it from what I saw, because VR is all about the experience of doing it and experiencing it yourself in that moment. But everything else about it just looked mid. It was like, okay, this looks interesting, but it wasn't something that really stands out. And I think it's just the fact that the VR just released like today everywhere, or yesterday everywhere, and it just looks like we're in the same pond, the same pond that PSVR 1 was in, where we see it seems like they're making all of these VR games, but where's the AAA killer outside of Horizon? Like Horizon is it right now. Is there anything else out there? And this doesn't really show, like, to me, it didn't show any hope for something on the future. It's just in this showcase, not saying in the future.
All right, well, I mean, okay, look, let's move on to the next one, because I think there was at least one game here that I actually thought was pretty interesting.
Would you go say Synapse?
Yes, it's Synapses, yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling you was gonna say Synapse.
But like the second one was something called Green Hell.
Green Hell.
Like a survival game in like a rainforest.
My daughter's super into that one.
Really? I thought that was kind of blah.
Well, she likes horror. She likes horror and stuff like that. So she plays Resident Evil with VR. That's the main reason I'm getting the VR, is for her to play Resident Evil 4 in VR. So this was a game that she said, oh yeah, that Green Hill game looked really, really cool. And she texted me about it. So that's how I knew she was actually into it. But go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Erasmus with the member. The member super chat says State of Play was a 10/10 experience for PS4 owners that year.
Dang, 10 PS4,
really
not
messy,
PS5 owners, PS4 owners.
Extremely messy.
You do know that
Money
VR
Bag
doesn't work on PS4.
97 with the $5 super chat says, why do people think COD on Switch is so hard to do? Look at COD Mobile and Warzone. They can port that or their own versions. Well,
we'll get to that.
We can answer that one real quick.
We're gonna get to that super chat in a couple of topics.
well, I mean, we could put a pin in it, speaking to it in a greater detail, but I would say that COD Mobile is a different experience than what your typical Call of Duty game is. And when they made that deal, they said that there would be content parity across all platforms. So you're going to need to have like the same like map size for Warzone. You're going to need to have the same gun. I mean, like, you're not going to get the same performance, and clearly we don't know for certain.
Oh, you ain't getting that.
Yeah, even with whatever Nintendo device is out when it comes out, you're not getting the same level of. That's just happening. I think that you're gonna have to you're gonna have to worry about like a huge difference in performance between what you're gonna get from whatever the Nintendo device is and what you're gonna get from like an Xbox Series X, and even just the consoles. Forget PC, but just like the better console. They and if you are a COD fan and you're worried about the least common denominator holding COD back, There you go. Because those campaigns gonna have to run on that Nintendo device.
Yep.
Moving on, the other game was one that I actually liked was Synapses. And I liked it because it reminded me of like a mix of Neon White, which is that game where it's like that movement shooter game that kind of was like a sleeper that came out on last year, and Super Hot. I thought the gunplay like looked really good, and it's unlike other VR games. It looked very smooth in the movie. You know, like, of course it's a trailer, so I don't really know how the game plays, but like you got powers and being able to like use telekinesis. It looked pretty cool. I mean, like that's a VR game that like it's not enough to make me go buy a PSVR 2, but it might be enough if it's coming to the Quest. If it's not an exclusive just for PSVR, if it's coming to the Quest, I might pick.
You know what it reminds me of? A better looking version of what is it? What's the name?
Super Hot.
Super Hot, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Super Hot, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me. That's as soon as I saw it, I was like, this looks like a better looking Super Hot. And I was like, and Super Hot is a cool game if you never got a chance to play it on VR before or even non-VR. I really, really did like the way that game looked. I just like the aesthetic of running and throwing barrels and powers and stuff like that. It looks super cool, and I think that's kind of what embodies the VR experience, just being able to feel like you can do insane things and it be like right there in front of you where, you know, it looks bigger than life, those experiences and stuff. And I think that game kind of speaks to like what the VR experience can be. But that was like the only one I saw though.
And I actually just checked the developers. The developers called In Dreams, and they seems like they only make VR games. And I looked at their website, and looks like Synapses is only coming out on the PSVR 2.
On PSVR.
It's an exclusive game for the PSVR 2. It's pretty cool. That's the kind of game they need more games like this. I would say. Need more games that look like that. I don't know why. But no, yeah, I think they need more. If they had more games like this, would you get it? I mean, you're already getting a PSVR 2 for your daughter, but would you play this? You know,
I would. Yeah, this is a game that I would. If I was really into VR myself, this would be the game that would make me. If I was going to play, this would be one of the games that I would pick up to play it on. If I already had one. Now, like you said, am I going to buy a VR just to play just this game? No, because I think there was a lot of games like, you know, Call of the Mountain out there that I didn't, you know, that game's Horizon's boring in the first place. I would have never bought a game for that. But I think there's other experiences out there, and PSVR 1 kind of set the expectation for me. If it's not like a game that I'm really into, like Ace Combat. Like I played all the VR games that were like space sims or flight sims. Like I do want to play Microsoft Flight Sim in VR because I hear it's really, really good. But I don't want to just do it on like a standard Oculus. I want to get like the Vive or something and do it because I hear it's way better performance on side of that. But outside of that, yeah, if it's not something that I'm really into, it's more of an accessory add-on than a thing that I gotta say I need this in my life to play it. I like how you got people getting slapped when this.
Yeah, that's all of my alerts are all, you know, slapping
people getting
slapping gifts. Yeah. So
is that Dreamgirls? What movie was that?
That was the story, the Tina Turner story.
Yeah, the Tina Turner story. Yeah, that's right. I
couldn't think of
the name.
Playing Ike.
Yep. Yeah. What's love got to do?
Okay, you ain't gotta sing. You ain't.
Got to do with it.
And shout out to Robin's for the $5 super chat. He says, "You guys are burying the lead with Goodbye Volcano High. Got a release date? Yes. Let's do this." I'm thinking Rodimus is trolling. That there is no way in the world he's really that excited for Goodbye Volcano High.
No, I don't know if he's.
But actually, he is a big Xbox fan. That might be something that's right down his alley. Moneybags 97 with the $5 super chat. He says Sony service good this month, but wait ponies don't like sub services and old games and filler, but now great. Okay. I saw a lot of PlayStation. Not really feeling the show, so I didn't see a lot of people.
I did see a lot of PlayStation gamers like, what happened?
Right. So the next one up here is Journey to Foundation. Frankly, look, I at this part of the show, I almost started to fall asleep, and then we just still in the beginning. This game did nothing for me. It's got its own visual aesthetic, which I never knock a unique art style. And this one apparently is based on some kind of graphic novel or books. So whatever, it's fine visually. It just didn't actual gameplay look. I'm gonna be a big pass on this one. What do you think?
This was one of the game. I'm glad I missed this game. I didn't get this is about that time that I left for 5 minutes and came back, so I'm good. I didn't miss anything.
And so I think the worst VR game they showed was Before Your Eyes. So
what was that? I definitely didn't see that either. What was it?
This is being developed by Skybound Games. Skybound Games is the development studio created by what's the guy's name that made The Walking Dead? Robert Kirkman. So Robert Kirkman is the creator of The Walking Dead and Invincible. And so he created Skybound Games, which also finished up the Walking Dead Telltale series, and they make some other games. They make all the other Walking Dead games, was it Saints and Sinners or something like that? So they make all those games. So they're also making this VR game, which is Before Your Eyes. Man, it just looks. Nothing to say.
Oh my, no, don't. Shout out to Erodimus with the $5 super chat. Says, keep talking, Slow-Mo. That will be part of your next community play game. How did somebody, let me ask you something.
What dare you? I double dog dare him to go to that tier to make me play Goodbye Volcano High. It ain't happening. There's no way that's happening.
What if someone made you, what would you do if someone said you had to go play a VR game and they subscribe to that tier? Would that mean you would have to go out and buy a VR?
Games are excluded. And apparently, Next Level
are
Gamer
they
says
excluded? How are they excluded?
Because I said they excluded.
Since when?
Since forever. Next Level Gamer says my mic is going in and out. Have you been hearing my mic going in and out?
No, I haven't.
All right, let me give me one.
Shout out with the homeboy Moneybags 97. Forte Slow-Mo slapping videos is how I'll do him on shooters. Love y'all. Yes, Slow-Mo calling you out.
anytime you want to get destroyed, just let me know, man.
Oh man, he said Slow-Mo slapping videos. Man, he gonna slap you up, man. He ever played with Moneybags?
Oh, he never played with me.
Oh man, Slow-Mo likes to steal kills.
Excuse me?
Slow-Mo likes to steal kills.
Forte.
I mean, you do your work. I ain't trying to say you ain't good.
You telling lies out here, man.
Unless those assist numbers be low.
Okay.
I do this will get this.
Okay.
I do. If you ever want to get to Slow-Mo, say something negative about his first person shooting.
What is your KDA in Halo Infinite? What's my KDA in Halo Infinite? Huh?
It sucks.
What's my KDA?
1.32.
That's a lie. That's not my KDA. What's my KDA?
Oh, what is your KD? No, your KD is a 1.32. What's your KDA? I don't know.
KDA is a 4.5. Actually, it might be higher now.
I don't know. Is that on Halo?
Yes, Halo Infinite.
What's my KDA on Halo?
It's less than mine. Don't be. I am.
I don't steal kills. That's why.
I end up giving people. I get a lot of assists. I be helping people out, man. Money bags and slow mo the dude camping in buildings on cars, shootouts, man. That is not how I play Call of Duty.
Oh man,
I'm running and gunning everywhere.
What's your KDA?
4.5 too.
My KDA is higher than yours.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Hold on. I have to look.
It's higher than yours, sir.
Looking at something.
I must be looking at something wrong.
Definitely looking at something.
I was looking at ranked. My rank KDA is higher than yours. Dang, my rank KDA that high? God dang.
I mean, overall, what's your overall KDA?
2.9.
Okay, what's my overall KDA?
I'm about to look now. Because you definitely want to know.
I already know. I want you to know.
Yours is 5.0. 5.0.
I was wrong. It's higher. It was higher than what I actually said it was.
I just realized that my KD and ranked is higher than yours. Weird.
My KD and ranked is like what, 1.6?
1.16.
Yeah, whatever.
You're better.
And Moneybag says I'm camping storm and I don't even know what that means. But camping in bushes, I absolutely do that in Fortnite. I absolutely camp in bushes in Fortnite.
Yeah, I think everybody camps in bushes in Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't get. Let's get back to the show because I'm pretty sure. I've been going in order. If you know the order that I've been going, I know.
Mm-hmm. Woo-hoo!
And it's this garbage here, this Destiny 2
Greatness.
Lightfall launch trailer.
Talk about it.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this. The trailer is a very good trailer.
It's a very good trailer.
It is. I've always said this about Bungie. They know how to make a trailer.
Yes, they do.
They know how to like I don't know who is directing these or like video editing these trailers, but good grief, they need to be doing movies because they know what they're doing. It looks exciting. It looks great. It's just that too bad the game and the content don't match what the trailer do. I mean, look at that almost makes me want to play the game. If I didn't know better and know what Destiny is, I'd be down. Yeah, let me go ahead and spend $100 on this Lightfall plus season pass crap. Yeah, let's do it. So all right, now that I've said my piece. Forte, go ahead and splurge all over the podcast about how.
No, I'm not gonna do that because I've seen a lot of this stuff, and if you want to see a lot of splurging on this, go check out the channel tomorrow where I do my breakdown of everything that I saw inside getting ready for Lightfall. But no, I'm just excited because it's something new. Everybody's been waiting for a new element or a new darkness subclass for a while now, and this definitely the Traveler actually shot something at somebody. I can't believe it. And we're getting to the end of the Light and Dark saga. This is the first step, and then next season or next year in Final Shape will be the finale of it. So a lot of threads are finally being closed off. A lot of story elements are being really filled out, and I'm really enjoying what they're doing so far. The thing with Destiny is it's like, okay, how long is the seasonal model going to sustain you? I think this is going to this influx of content is going to help people through the first half of this year, and we'll see what they got in store for people going towards the end of the year or the middle of the year, where it usually falls off at. But they're making a lot of good changes to the game when it comes to difficulty and things like that, and I'm excited, man. We got to get you back in there, Slow-Mo. We got to get you back in there.
That's not happening.
I don't know why you don't. You even said it. Looking at it, you're like, yo, this looks great.
I said the trailer looks great.
You do know a lot of the assets in this trailer are just done from other angles inside the game, right?
Which is look, same thing I said. Remember we had this big argument about Halo Infinite. And about how I said, look, it looks the gameplay when they first showed gameplay for Halo Infinite multiplayer, they did like this floating camera kind of crap, and I was like, that's not what I want to see. I want to see someone actually play the game. I want to see what I'm going to see when I'm playing the game. That's impressive to me. This isn't impressive. It's a very well done trailer, but that does not tell me what the game. Look, it even says captured on PC, so you console peasants won't even see it look like this. Mix of gameplay.
I bought it on PC, so
I'm not.
It does say captured on PC.
Yes, and it said mix of gameplay and cinematic. So it's just, look, they telling you up front this ain't what the game is.
Oh well, at least Bungie telling you up front. Well, this is cinematics right here. This is all cinematics right
It's all cinematics.
Oh my god!
So look,
witness walking through. The witness is literally pacing through space. Look at him. Great.
Look, it's whatever. Like it's nothing new here really. It's new content, but it doesn't change the dynamics of what is really going on with Destiny. It's the same kind of, they give you a new element or some new powers or whatever that's going to break PvP again. They're going to they're going to give you some weapons that are going to be broken. They're going to take forever to balance. They're still not giving you multiplayer maps. They're still not really giving you any major real changes here. And all you guys, including Forte, in 2 months, will not be playing this game.
Okay.
They're gonna be playing something else. So
that's what you want.
That's what's going to happen. That's what happens every single time.
Yeah, after 9 months of people playing it, then they fall off.
After 9 weeks.
And then they gonna be 9 weeks, 9 months.
So the next game was a game called Chia. Okay, let me stop. Adventure. I don't know what this is but it's. I don't know what this game is. Forte, you have any idea what this is?
What is this?
It's Chia.
What is this?
I don't know, man. But they showed it. That's I did the same thing.
Did you?
the Chia, like Chia Pet.
Remember the Chia Pets, man?
I have no idea what this game is.
At least it's a game. It looks like Outer Wild or something. Complete.
The water looks nice.
It did, didn't it? They must be using that Sea of Thieves water.
Hey, hope it got more content than launch than Sea of Thieves did.
Listen, we can't talk bad about Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is out here thriving.
Hey, it didn't have content that long.
It didn't.
Next was Humanity, which I still don't know what this game is. This is my second time seeing this, and I still don't know what is it. A puzzle game? Is it? What is it? What is it do?
Are those people like floating to the top of the?
Oh, no.
What is this? It's like a puzzle to get your people to all move in the same direction. Follow the dog.
It looks like it's.
Oh man, look, dog! It's an alien invasion. They taking people.
Yeah, that's a massive scheme.
What is this?
I don't know. It's a massive.
This is a game to make just because you can make it. There's water and man, move on. What is this?
Here is a Robinson's favorite game, Goodbye Volcano High, which turns out to also be kind of a rhythm game too, which I had no idea about. So not only was I not feeling this game initially, I'm definitely not feeling it because it's a rhythm game. I got zero desire to play this. but if you're into this, shout out to you. I mean, I don't know why, but teen angst, Life is Strange with lizards. What are they? Where are they supposed to be? Dragons, lizards,
dragons, and
kimono dragons. What are they?
What are those? Do they got wings?
No, they don't. They
I
have.
was about to say, they look like pterodactyls without
They do.
wings.
Some of them have wings.
Yeah, so it looked like a pterodactyl without a wing, with wings. Oh yeah, there's one right there. She looked like a pterodactyl.
Yo, this is so it comes out this June, so June 15th.
She gonna sing Barracuda to you.
I can't.
Look at Rodman saying yes. Rodman, stop it.
Why do people keep look? I don't like rhythm games. That does not mean I don't have rhythm. I just don't find games based upon rhythm fun. There's two different
So you didn't
things.
like Hi-Fi Rush?
I thought it was okay, but I didn't finish it. Like,
you didn't finish it?
I don't care about those kind of games. It's a quality game. Hi-Fi Rush is a quality title, but it's not just because I don't like fighting games, right? We're going to talk about fighters because there's a bunch of fighters coming out, and they showed some fighters in the state of play. But I don't care about fighting games. I cannot like a game and not be like. I mean, when I used to play fighters, I used to slap up my friends. But I don't. That was in high school. I don't care about fighters no more. That doesn't mean I suck at fighting games. I just don't like it.
Goodbye, Volcano High.
Goodbye
forever.
The next one was Naruto. Is it Naruto or Naruto? How do you say it?
It's Naruto.
Naruto. Okay, so there's a I guess this is like a remaster or a I don't know.
Yeah, Ultimate Ninja Storm.
So do you play these?
No, I sell them all the time though.
Oh, but yeah, of course.
It's gonna do pretty well because a lot of people looking for a newer a Naruto game on Xbox or PlayStation 5.
Well, I mean, look, this is a massive skip for me. I don't really care. Games. What about you?
I mean, if you're into honestly, if you're into the anime, then you'll pretty much like this game because I think the Naruto games are a really good one-to-one of what you get in the TV show. So I think a lot of people are really interested in that aspect of it. But for me, nah, I'm good.
So is it kind of like the Dragon Ball games that came out with, where
Pretty
basically
much,
you just play through the story mode is playing through what actually happened in the anime?
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely. I never even watched the anime. Look, I'm not saying it's bad or anything. This next game I do care about.
Trash.
I don't even know what the game. Baldur's Gate 3 coming out, being developed by Larian Studios, which is probably probably top tier.
Did you like Path of Exile?
No.
Oh, okay, you didn't.
But Larian Studios is considered like a top tier Western RPG developer, and I think there was probably no one better to take on the Baldur's Gate franchise than them. I think they're right up there with Obsidian as as of today the top Western developers out there. This one I've been looking forward to. I haven't had the time. I know it's been in early access on PC, but I just haven't had the time to get into it. But I figured I'll just wait for the full release when it comes out. So that's supposedly coming out August of this year. And Forte, I don't know if you realize it or not, it's gonna be time exclusive console.
Of course, we know this game ain't coming to Xbox.
Why would you assume it wasn't coming to Xbox?
Because they said it as soon as I saw that it was in this state of play. I was like, this is a time exclusive that's not coming to Xbox no time soon.
There are other games. I think Goodbye Volcano High's coming to Xbox.
Yeah, but that's a B game. Sorry, Erodimus.
I mean, I don't think it's a B game.
It's probably a C. What you about to say? It's probably not even a B game. It's a C game. My God! It's a game don't even install to your system.
I said that's a see me after class to talk about your grade game.
Arcade said it shocked him that it was coming. That's true too, because I didn't when they said it was when they showed it, I was like, hey, this is actually coming to console? Because I thought it was only going to be on PC.
No, I already knew it was coming to console. I just knew
I
that
didn't know it
the
was coming
early
to
access was on PC first, which is like it's a very PC kind of RPG. Like it's not it's these are the kind of RPGs that used to be just PC just by the way they're designed. But I initially heard it was coming out on everything, and now it's time exclusive to PS5. At least time exclusive. I'm assuming time exclusive. They only mentioned the PS5 at this point. So, by the way, I'm hearing some reverb on your end.
Yeah, you are. Hold on. That's because somebody was walking upstairs.
I think PlayStation is doing deals like this for Baldur's Gate 3 and with Knights of the Old Republic remake to kind of counter Xbox acquiring Obsidian and In Exile, to kind of like counter this like Western RPG content that the Xbox will have that will be exclusive to just the Xbox platform. They needed some kind of content to kind of say, hey, look, we got Western RPG, and so this is what they're doing. It's outside of like acquiring a studio, where you go take real top tier talent, well, not necessarily top tier talent that was working with Ozark, but top tier. But you get kind of games that you are definitely going to play on your platform.
I like the way the collector's edition looks.
For Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, for Baldur's Gate.
I didn't even see it. It's fine. Look, I'm not getting that collector.
How you ain't seeing it? It was on the screen for like 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's because I don't know what's going on. That's cool. Not looping them, even though I haven't checked the loop. Do some troubleshooting.
Somebody installed the newest update. That's what happened.
Was that a problem in the newest update?
I heard that there was a couple of bugs. They didn't name what bugs it was though.
Well, I mean, remember when I reinstalled Windows, I had to get everything fresh anyway. I had to get it fresh up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you didn't have a choice.
I had the highest. Yay. The next one actually, I think this one has a demo that's coming out late. Called Finder. I thought the gameplay looked a little like sluggish. With like some of the clips they showed with the gameplay, but I mean it looks interesting. Did you see this? Do you have any ideas of playing online multiplayer adventure?
No. You know what it reminded me though? The aesthetic reminded me of Immortal Phoenix Rising.
I can see that a little. So it also kind of reminds me. What was that Overwatch clone? Paladins.
Paladin, yeah.
Yeah, it also has the same art style, the same aesthetic as Paladin. I mean, like I'm not going.
You ain't go listen, Slow Mo. Let's be for real. We already have our allegiances to our multiplayer games. This game ain't gonna even crack. It ain't gonna crack the top 5.
And hold that thought, because talk about allegiance, multiplayer game, online games as a service game. I think that's gonna come up.
Yep. Yeah.
The topic. Because I think that's going to be a problem for another game. I think a lot of people, I'm not into it because I care about these kind of Fighter 6 remains pretty good. I mean, like, I think definitely.
No, Street Fighter 6. My daughter keeps asking me about it. She's like, can you that's Street Fighter 6.
Okay. That's all you gotta say.
No, that's what she can't. No, because she was saying Street. She's like, oh my god, Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6. I asked her, I was like, is your favorite? I said, what is your favorite genre? She said fighting games and horror games. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Also, while we're talking about Street Fighter, did you know that Warner Brothers officially announced today that Mortal Kombat 12 is coming out this year?
Right. So look, remember back in 2021, we was like, oh man, like all of these big like name IP first person shooters are all coming out all in one the same year. We had Battlefield 2042, we had Halo Infinite, and we had Call of Duty Vanguard. And it turned out to be really overhyped because all three of them
Disappointed.
Now in 2023, we got like the same kind of triple, mayhem. What's a wrestling term for like three guys fighting in a ring together?
Triple threat match.
Triple threat. There we go. We got a triple threat match with Street Fighter 6, Tekken 7, or 8. Is it Tekken 8? It's 8. Tekken 8.
Yes, Tekken 8.
And Mortal Kombat 12. Hopefully the quality is a lot better than what the first person shooters did in 2021. But I mean, look,
Street Fighter look clean, bro.
Yeah, it does look good.
It look clean.
That looks like, I mean, like, I don't even like fighting games no more, and I was like, that looks. Do you see what I thought was the coolest part was when they showed Cammy. So yeah. One of Cammy's moves comes from the Street Fighter anime, where she's like doing the handstand on someone's shoulders, and then she like twists, breaks their neck, kind of thing. Like, I was like, that's from the anime. That was pretty cool. Like you gotta admit, like the game looks good. Shout out to Blade X, the $2 super chat, says great year for fighting games. I hope so. I hope the games all deliver. And if they all deliver, like, this is definitely would be like the year for fighters, or for those who are into fighting games. This is definitely gotta be like, if you're a fighting game fan, you're looking at this year and just like, man, my wallet is about to
if you had to worry about one though, Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat, which one would it be?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't keep up with fighters like that. I don't know which one to worry about. Like, I mean, I haven't seen what the Mortal Kombat game even looks
Mortal
like.
Kombat haven't even shown it. It just happened to get announced during their earnings call that they were releasing one this year.
Yeah, but like everything I've seen from Street Fighter 6 looks good. And
man, it looked good.
Everything that we've seen less from Tekken 8, but that looks good too, especially visually.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. Like, it looks.
Is Tekken 6 coming to Xbox this year? Or is it still just PlayStation? I can't remember. I haven't kept up on fighting games like that. Is it still PlayStation 8? Exclusive?
Tekken 8?
No, Street Fighter.
No, Street Fighter is definitely coming to Xbox.
So Street Fighter is coming everywhere. Okay,
yeah,
so
they announced that when they did the first when they showed it for it's just PlayStation still has the mark.
They had the marketing, right? Zangief.
Hey, look, another game that, so like, part of the reason why this show I think isn't a good show is that the quality games, a lot of the quality games they show were things that we have already, it may have been already seen. Like, we haven't seen like this exact stuff from Street Fighter yet, but we've seen Street Fighter before, and we have seen this next game before too. And so it's like, even though it's there, it's like, I mean, we've seen Resident Evil 4 already. So it's like, even though they had it at the show, this is like your third trailer showing parts of the game. Like, everyone who's hyped for Resident Evil 4 is already, the hype levels.
Hype's already done.
Right. So it's like, showing another trailer isn't really like doing anything extra, I think. Again, you already know how I feel about Red. I'm not.
Man, this looks so good though.
You gonna play it?
I'm not playing it. I bought it for my daughter already. I pre-ordered it for her.
You don't play Resident Evil either, do you?
No, I don't. I fell off the Resident Evil wagon after Resident Evil 5, and then they made me in Resident Evil 6 run down an alleyway in an action movie when it was supposed to be about horror, and it was about action. And I just after Resident Evil 6, it kind of just died. Well, after 5, it just kind of died for me. As much as I want to go back and play the older ones and the remasters and stuff, I just don't have the patience to do it. It looks good though. That's the thing. You can't deny that the remakes look amazing.
Freaking amazing. I love the RE engine for two reasons. One, it looks great.
It looks good.
The second reason is that it's not as hard on hardware as other engines are. It's the big trade-off with a lot of game engines that the greater the visual fidelity, the greater the actual the graphics are, the more difficult it is to run that game at consistent or high frame rate. And the great thing that I've always noticed with the RE engine, even when I played through Resident Evil 3 remake, even when I started Resident Evil 2 remake, it said, "Oh no," and skipped that. And as well as even when I was forced to play Resident Evil Village on Twitch, what I consistently notice is that engine looks great and plays great. And just I think it's probably one of the better engines that's out there in the close to them. Shout out to them for definitely Capcom definitely made a big comeback from where they were a few years, and it seems like
their two main IPs, Resident Evil and Monster Hunter, really came up for them over the course of the last generation.
Right. And yeah, just look, they do remasters and remakes.
Yeah, they do.
We can say that. Like no one can really say. Although I know some people had issues with Resident Evil, I didn't, because they gave me an overabundance of ammo. But some of the cut content in 3 people took issue with. But I think Resident Evil 2 remake is like the pinnacle of what people expect from a remake. And I mean, hopefully this one does the same thing. I know the team at Capcom that did doing this one, so it's probably going to end up being really good. Let's move on to what this last game does with our issues with this show overall. So the last game showed was Suicide Squad, which is our first actual really look at gameplay for the gameplay that they haven't really been showing for a long time. And if you're a long time listener,
for good reason.
Here we go. If you're a long time listener of DP, you know that we really kind of went in on WB months ago, because there was a leak screenshots that showed that this game was definitely live service game with a battle pass, and we really kind of took issue with them going that route with this game. But after seeing it, Forte, I do have to say, I like the game. I like this gameplay, man. Yo, the verticality in this game, like Captain Boomerang, like when they showed the clip of Captain Boomerang, and I think it was Harley Quinn as well, just how free flowing. First off, I wasn't gonna have to deal with this because I was gonna play this on the console anyway, but I don't think this game is gonna be 30 frames per second like Gotham Knights was. If you look at Gotham Knights gameplay reveal and look at this gameplay reveal, it's like night and freaking day.
Oh, it is night and day. It's also Rocksteady, and I expect more from them.
So
I expect more from Rocksteady.
You expect more from Rocksteady, and for good reason, because look at this freaking the gameplay looks awesome. It reminds me of it reminds me of like a mix of Warframe and Sunset Overdrive. And Warframe with the parkour kind of like free-flowing movement, and Sunset Overdrive with that verticality and really just like going vertical so quickly. It looks good. Gameplay looks good. Now, all the live service elements stuff, I think that's. Well, before we get into that, Forte, do you like the gameplay?
No, the gameplay was cool. It's the live stuff that throws it off for me.
Okay, so here we go. Now, before you were talking about what game were you talking about before? We were talking about live service games. Was it Wayfinder? We were talking about Wayfinder.
Yeah.
Right? You said something I think that's really, really important. You said that when we have our own live service games that we play.
Yep.
Now expound upon that. Why did you say that?
Well, because everybody knows with a live service game, it's a time investment, and unless it takes time to build up that ecosystem. Once you build, you have to. People have to first of all care about your IP enough to actually want to be in that ecosystem, and then you have to capture them by not just having them play initially. It has to be something that sticks with them for more than a calendar year. You know, you see games that did it well when it comes to like Fortnite, when it comes to Apex Legends, Destiny, even games like Division, you know, in Warframe, live service games like that. Though that was something that was built over the course of not just 1 year, that was over a couple of years, and some of those games have fallen off since then, but people still hold them in high regard. I just look like at a certain point we're going to hit a critical mass where all these live service games ain't gonna get played. It's gonna be some are gonna be like, okay, you're a live service, but are you being played by anybody?
Critical mass. I think so. I thought
you said really, you already think we're already at critical mass.
Yeah, because there's so many live service games that fail.
There's too many.
Yeah, and I think something that Jason Schreier has said earlier today that I sent the tweet to you.
Yeah, I saw the tweet. I saw his tweet.
And I'll repeat what he said. He said one of the problems with modern big budget video games taking 5 to 6 years to make is that trends that were red hot in 2017, like say games as a service, might be less appealing in 2023. And what he's saying is about the fact that you know, Suicide Squad is another one of these games that even in solo play, you need to be having internet connection to play the game. And with it being a full price game plus a battle pass, it having the battle pass, all these cosmetics, we all know how battle passes work. It's just, I think we're already at the point where we're at critical mass with live service games. I'll take myself as an example. I indulge in live service games all the time.
Yep.
I play Fortnite, I play Rogue Company, I play Halo Infinite, I play Call of Duty. That's four. I'm probably an outlier to play this many live service games.
You are, because I don't know how you do it.
One, I don't do it well because I can't be consistent on all of them. So I end up playing, like for the past month, I've been heavy on Halo Infinite with Enrique, but I've barely been playing Rogue Company, barely been playing Fortnite, and I've been playing a little bit more COD, still playing a lot, a decent amount of COD.
Right.
It's difficult to maintain all four of those games. Now you add in another live service game, I can't really get full enjoyment out of it. Like I tried Overwatch, but Overwatch just didn't have the content. But even if Overwatch 2 did have the content, I don't think I would have played it because I don't have the time. I'm playing too many other games, and the way live service games are designed, they're designed to keep you coming back. They're designed to keep you engaged. And they design them that way because they know, and it's statistically, the longer you play the game, the more money you're gonna spend on it.
They ain't lying.
So the longer you play a game, the more you're gonna go and look in that store. I've seen it with Fortnite. I've seen so many people. It happens all the time.
How many times have I logged into Fortnite just to see what's in the store?
Yeah, addicted to the store, addicted to getting the latest skin. I see it all the time. People, I'm not playing no Fortnite. They try Fortnite. That wasn't bad. That Zero Bilbo was pretty good. I play it here and there, but I ain't buying nothing. I'm fine with this default skin. So you fine with the dude with the army fatigues? Okay, all right. As they keep playing, that guy got Spider-Man. That guy got Thanos. Yo, he got Batman. What's in the store now? They got My Hero Academia in the store. I'm not making any of this up. This is all stuff that's in Fortnite. Next thing you know, they buying everything. We see where our homies has went from. I'm not playing that game. Okay, I played a little bit with you guys. It's fun. I'm not buying nothing though. I'm buying all the skins.
Now I'm buying all this stuff.
And it happens to everybody. That's why they're designed the way they are. But it's like there's not enough people, I think, in the gaming community to spread that around to do that, because it's like to be heavy on those kind of games when you're really invested, you just don't have the time. You barely have the time to play regular, one and doneer kind of games. You play it, you beat it, you drop it. Like Hogwarts Legacy, right? Quality game. You play it, you beat it, you move on to something else. Hi-Fi Rush, quality game. Play it, beat it, move on to something else. People who are heavy into live service games barely got time to do that. And so and I'm not even talking about the other ones that are really popular, like Valorant, League of Legends, Apex Legends. I don't even play those, but those got massive communities too. Just not enough. And so like Suicide Squad looks good, and I'm probably gonna get it, and I'm probably gonna play through the main story. But for the post-game content, it's really gotta be fire to make me stay. It's really gonna have to be on a whole nother level in order to keep me. So yeah, I don't know. I've been on a lot of talking, man. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about it?
No, I mean, you preaching to the choir, man. I'm the same way. I mean, the only difference is I pretty much have a dedicated live service game that I play, and I don't worry about jumping between them like that. I'll play Halo Infinite, I'll play Fortnite, but I know I'm not going to put a lot of effort into those games like I will in something like Destiny, because I know that's the home game. Some people struggle with that, and you just kind of got to come to the understanding that, hey, if you're going to play a live service game and you're going to commit to it, that's pretty much all you're going to really play. And every once in a while and it's the thing that I kind of realize about live service games. Unless it pisses you off and makes you not want to play it, you're going to always find a reason to come back to it. And then on top of that, it's also just it's like a switch that gets flipped inside of you. You're like, okay, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play that, I'm going to go back and I'm going to enjoy this game. But you're always trying to find a reason to go back and play the game that you like playing versus finding reasons not to play it. It's like, oh, this one little thing I saw in the Justice League in the Kill the Justice League trailer I didn't really like, and it looks real janky. So now it gives me a reason to not play that game, to go, continue to keep playing the game that I've been playing. I do think a lot of that does happen when it comes to people that they're always looking for the worst in other games versus then they're just looking for the best in them and saying, oh, this gives me a reason to put this down for a while. A lot of people don't do that, but I do agree with you. I do think that saturation has definitely peaked at this point, but I mean, Sony out here got 10 live service games in development, and it doesn't seem like that's going to slow down anytime soon. I just think at a certain point, people just got to realize the bubble's going to burst at some point. I don't know what the reset's going to look like, but I think the top dogs are already eating at that pond, and everybody else is just basically sitting there trying to get scraps from it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I was gonna talk about something that I'm actually working on a video that the point of the video is why live service games fail. And two of the main things, I'll give a little brief tease of what the video is about, is that two of the main reasons why live service games fail is that the content loop isn't strong enough. That's the first thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Destiny 1 held people, even though there was no content, I remember playing that game and just running strikes over and over and over, hours. Same content. But even though it was the same content, I still found something unique and different in every time I did a run for some reason. And so that kept people engaged. The multiplayer was fun. Kept people engaged. Fortnite, you got one big map, but every single time you drop in that map, it's not the same exact thing happening. You don't know what's going to happen. You might win, you might lose.
Right.
You might come in second place. You might drop in a hot spot and get slaughtered immediately. Might drop in and kill 20 people. You don't know, right? And it's that it is different enough and keep things varied enough that keep people engaged, even though it's not like a ton of content there. So that content loop is important. You need that, because when you have content droughts, and you're going to have content drought, everyone does. It's impossible for a live service game to keep making enough content to satisfy the consumer that's super engaged with their hardcore audience. But if the content loop is good enough, they don't even mind that it's really redundant things that they're doing. The other thing is the chase. The chase could either be battle passes, depending on if you're not a looter. If you're a looter, the loot. Loot has to be fun and engaging. Has to give you different gameplay. For example, Borderlands. You have to have, like Borderlands, they'll have a loot that can completely change the play style of a character, especially with some of the skill trees too. This increases replayability in the game. You have to have that kind of stuff with a looter, but when it's not a looter, the battle pass has to have rewards that make people want to get it. Fortnite, one time at the end of the battle pass, the top, if you reach level 100, you got the Spider-Gwen skin. That's a great skin to have.
Right.
So everyone grinded, or they spent the money. Either way, Epic don't care. Spend the money for the levels or grind them out. But look, that's a chase that's worth it. Some of these battle passes be absolute garbage. It's not worth it.
They do.
Freaking Overwatch's battle pass, stupid. Like some of the stuff, like what an emote, a dumb emote is like at the top of the battle pass. What's the purpose of doing the grind if you're not going to give me anything worth grinding for? Rogue Company is having the same issue. All their skins are ugly. I don't care about your battle pass because there's nothing in it that I want. And so if you don't give something to chase for, this is why I brought up looters with loot, the loot grind, and with live service games with actually like battle passes with cosmetics that people actually want. That's stuff that people grind for. They will play your game for. Don't have those things. They feel, well, I could be playing something else that actually does. But do you agree with this, or will you disagree?
No, I agree with that 100%. I do think that the thing about it's always about the fear of missing out on something, and the only way that works is if the gear is good enough to make you feel like, hey, I don't want to miss this. And if like you're skipping over skins inside a Rogue Company, that might be one of the reasons why you don't put as much time into it, because you don't feel like the stuff that you can get out of the game right now is something that you be like, oh man, if I don't go in there and play now, I'm not going to have this. And I don't want to see other people running around it, and it's going to piss me off that I ain't got it. Sometimes you got to be pissed off about something being in the game that you can't get unless you play it in order to play the game. And I do think, I think some games as a service developers do a really good job of that, but I also think that it's a hit or miss thing when it comes to the type of gamer that you really are. Do you care about cosmetics and stuff like that? If you do, then there's a good chance that it's easier for these developers to craft a gaming experience that will fit more of what you are, versus if you're a person that doesn't care about those type of things, it's a lot easier for you to move on and go on to other content and move on to other games and stuff, because it's not necessarily the chase. It's more the experience of playing the content, and once you're done with the content, you can find yourself moving on. But if you like to collect everything, like a lot of people go into Fortnite and get the battle pass every year or every season just because they want to get, the epic reward is at the very end of it. And if it's valued enough, people like Taz, he'll pay all the money up front just to get the skin and don't even worry about the leveling.
And they're like I said, they're fine with that because they're getting paid.
Fine with that.
They're either they know you're going to spend money by playing the game, you're going to spend money on other cosmetics as you're grinding towards that Spider-Gwen skin at level 100, or you can spend a good $50-$60
and just get it.
And they're fine with that too. By the way, Texas in the chat wants to know, why is there just a black screen running live on the DPS channel? Forte, yeah, can you explain that to him?
It shouldn't be a black screen just running over there, is it?
I sent you a text message about this like an hour ago too.
Now you got me looking.
All the technical. But yeah, look, Suicide Squad, I think it's going to sell well because it's a WB property, a DC property, and they all sell well. I think Gotham Knights sold pretty well too, even though the game was pretty mid. If in Rocksteady, it looks like it's going to have fun gameplay, but the live service elements may turn some people off, unfortunately. And with that being said, it may do well in initial sales, but end up being a disappointment to them that it doesn't have the legs that a live service game. But
move on. But I do like the gameplay of this game. I do like the verticality. I do like that. I just don't have time. Which is the thing that these developers require of you, is time.
This is true. So overall, Forte.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the state of play?
80% of the show was a miss. I do think there was some good, like it was mostly a VR experience, but it just kind of shows me that, okay, where are the VR experiences that people are going to go out and buy this VR for? Like, once you get past the allure of it just being a new piece of technology, where's the games that's going to support it? Now, there's a lot of, and the thing, what's the games that's going to support it that aren't already on other VR platforms? Like, I understand there's going to be a lot of games that's already available on other VR platforms that will be available on this that people probably didn't play, but those games are already available. If people wanted to play them, they would have went out and probably got the VR to do it already. Because VR isn't just selling to just the mom and pop. It's people that already either had the VR or they're just really interested in it. They probably already have it. Like, I know a lot of people that bought PSVRs that have Quest already. So that's the biggest thing. So the show was a big VR showcase, and I just didn't see the games to really sustain that, especially when it comes to a platform that literally just released the day of or the day before. And outside of that, just shows more of the fact that Sony's just not ready to show any of their first-party offerings when it comes to like anything like Spider-Man and stuff. And that stuff, I guess, is going to be later on in the year, probably closer to whatever they were going to do around E3.
They're long overdue for a showcase.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the thing we're waiting on.
Yeah, they need to do a showcase. Like, only first-party game that we know of that's coming out, honestly, anytime soon is Spider-Man. Everything else, factions, is I mean, all we've seen is concept art for faction. Wolverine had a teaser trailer where clearly it's trailer and that nothing else. When they showed it, but all that really came from, except for factions and concept art from last summer. Everything else that we really know what they're doing from first party really is coming from their last showcase. So it's about time. They have to come out with a summer actual showcase that actually shows us what's going on, because this here, I mean, I saw so many PlayStation fans that were just like, oh, I'm looking forward to like all these games that they've seen before that they don't have any updates on. And not just first party games, but like exclusive games that are that's marketed by PlayStation, like, and nothing. So like I feel like this whole entire show was just like they got marketing deals out here, and they had to put something together to market games that are from publishers that are working with them, like Capcom and WB. And so they couldn't just do straight up their plays just for them. So they made a big, they added in some other games that no one really cares about, but that's really what it was all about. WB for Suicide Squad, and Capcom's offering years. So you need a showcase, man. The show is pretty meh. It was a big show, but let's get on to this last topic. And we are here yet again to talk about
the thing we hate talking about the most.
At least this is something actually new going on to talk about, and not like Phil Spencer wiped his butt today, or Jim Ryan took a flight to Seattle. Like, people are out here really tracking the flight of the private jets of these executives. It's like, bro, can y'all?
I was like, man, y'all spooky
get yourselves together, because that's ridiculous. So this is actual real content here, and what we have found out is this was 2 days ago. There was a press conference in Brussels where Microsoft president Brad Smith announced that Xbox and Microsoft have made 10-year contract agreements with Nvidia, who makes GeForce Now, and Nintendo. And so, to get through the one that probably would take the less time to speak about first, Nvidia. So they made a deal with Nvidia, and now, according to Brad Smith, Nvidia now supports this. I tweeted out, this was Nvidia's end game from the very start. They only opposed the deal to try to get something for their own service side, and there aren't very many players in the cloud gaming market, but Nvidia is one of them, but very differently, because although they have their own cloud service, it's like you can't purchase anything from it. They don't offer anything directly from it. What they offer you is essentially a profile in the cloud running off of, I think now, a PC that's at the level of a 4080. I believe the GPU's at the level of 4080, where you have access to your Steam account, you have access to your Epic Game Store account, and due to this deal, if the ABK deal goes through, you will have access to your Xbox, Windows, PC account, and this will give you access to not just the Call of Duty game and Activision Blizzard King games, but all of the games that you have access with, well, all the first party games that you have access with through the Xbox store. You'll have it there for GeForce Now. So essentially, GeForce Now is for strictly PC gamers. If you sign up for GeForce Now, but you don't have any games in Steam or any games on PC, then it's worthless to you. You don't have anything. But if you have those games, now you have access to those games. And one of the issues that Nvidia has had ever since they launched GeForce Now is that publishers did not like Nvidia making money off of putting their games in a cloud service that they didn't agree to. So a lot of publishers were telling Nvidia, pull our game out your service. And Activision was one of those. Xbox is one of those. And so this is them kind of solidifying GeForce Now for the foreseeable future, although I think it's kind of somewhat pointless if you think about it. Cloud gaming really isn't, like, it's definitely in its infancy as a market. And so here's a 10-year deal. If the deal goes through, say, let's say the deal goes through later this year, and this deal is up in 2033. Like, yeah, GeForce Now may survive until then, but like the market isn't really anywhere where like you're really getting a massive benefit off. What are your thoughts on the Nvidia?
Yeah, I tell you, man. You don't agree, but I said this is in game. This is Microsoft coming one step closer to just being a first party publisher that puts their games everywhere if they have the opportunity to do it. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but I do think this is going to be.
That's ever going to happen.
It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. If Microsoft wants to put their games everywhere, it comes down to, okay, let me ask you this. Let's say we already know Sony has in their back pocket the 10-year deal. They're not going to accept anything right now because they don't have to. They can fight this to the bitter end.
That's a contingency plan.
That's a contingency plan.
Least,
if they have to do anything, and they're gonna, and Call of Duty is gonna get purchased by Microsoft, they're gonna instantly fall back to that 10-year plan. Now, once that happens, if that does happen, what stops them from allowing other games on their platform once you already have Call of Duty and that's owned by Microsoft?
But what stops them is PlayStation stops them, because PlayStation is not going to allow Game Pass or just Microsoft to sell their games that weren't already established on their platform already. Like, they're not going to allow.
Why wouldn't you let Microsoft sell their games on your platform?
Huh?
I can understand not having Game Pass over, but why not?
Because they already have it's like Minecraft and Call of Duty and say Bethesda's games, even though those are exclusive. And say another one, Blizzard's games. Those games have a community on PlayStation platform already. And so what all PlayStation's trying to do is keep the revenue that they were expecting to get from those publishers of those games in.
Right.
Allowing, for example, Xbox to sell not Call of Duty, but Halo, and say, let's say Gears 7 and Halo Retribution. I don't know. And on their platform is like, no, there's no community here already established for those games. If all I'm doing is helping you. But you're still
getting 30% of the sale, though.
Yeah, but but they're still getting your main competitor is getting 70%.
Okay, but it's all about keeping people on your platform.
But there's no no audience for those games on your platform.
Who's that? There's no audience.
Because Gears and Halo have never been there. That's why there's no audience.
No, there's no audience enough for people to go out and buy another $500 system when they already got a PlayStation to do it.
If they wanted to play Halo, they would have bought an Xbox to do so.
Nah, it's a lot of people that are there's a lot of people, like, we're in a very minority when it comes to how many people are willing to go out and buy multiple systems. Very small minority.
I know that, but just because the game is there on that platform doesn't mean that people would get it.
No, nothing's guaranteed, but it's just real. It's weird. I can understand the Game Pass side of it because that's a straight competitor to your own ecosystem that you have built for your system already.
And you already have a competing service.
Yeah, you already have a competing service, but selling the games on your system is just selling the games on your system.
I disagree, man. I'm saying, I don't think they'll ever do it. And I think if they ever, if they had any inclination that was going to be their end game, I don't think they ever would have made ZeniMax Media's games exclusive going forward. Starfield will be having a release date for PlayStation. If that was what their game plan was going to be.
No, but I also think that a lot of stuff changes over the course of Microsoft making these deals. You know, I'm just trying to tell you, once you get used to seeing money and once you get the player base, because think about it. Remember when Shannon Loftus was running, what was she running? Third party relations and stuff.
Yeah,
and she said, remember she came up with that thing where he talked about how all the Xbox fans were upset about all the games, new games going to PC and not getting new games on the Xbox. And she said that we're not really seeing any real crossover between Xbox and PC. And she said, we probably won't see as much of that in the future as you do right now, because that's the initiative. That is the initiative. It's still going on. Because they weren't seeing a massive amount of crossover then, but they're seeing a massive amount of it now, enough to the point where they're still willing to put their games day and date on PC, and they even moved it. And back then, remember, they were only putting their games on the Windows Store back then. Now they're putting full-blown versions of it on Steam.
Okay, you know what? Here's a further reason why I think that's not going to happen. Let's talk about the Nintendo deal. So they did a 10-year deal with Nintendo.
Yep.
Which has been signed.
Which is crazy.
Initially, due to the phrasing of it in the tweet that Brad Smith put on Twitter, people thought it was Nintendo getting Xbox games.
No.
And it's not. They're just getting Call of Duty. They're not getting, although I think Hi-Fi Rush on a Nintendo Switch would be the highest selling Xbox game in decades. That's not happening. If their end goal was to put their games everywhere, they have the perfect opportunity here. They're literally not taking opportunities to put their games everywhere. That's what their goal is. Because they could very well, what's it to Nintendo to accept? Because Nintendo is a little different than Sony is. Because Nintendo doesn't really view Xbox as their games as direct competition to the kind of games that they make, because they don't make those kind of games. So a Halo or Gears on their platform does nothing but just give them more. So it's different for them. And so, yeah, they would accept it, but they're not offering.
Right.
And I think they're not offering that because they still want for Xbox. Or the people feel it's a losing strategy, or it's never going to work, or it's never going to happen regardless. They still want their own ecosystem to eventually become more dominant than what it is. Not dominant.
Right.
And so the only way that you're going to do that is having unique content on that platform that you can't get anywhere else, or what I think they eventually may end up doing if they actually get Call of Duty, putting perks for those who get these Activision Blizzard games and sign up for Game Pass Ultimate. Well, the perks in Game Pass Ultimate that essentially, if you're playing on PlayStation, you're not getting kind of stuff, which is probably not going to be anything substantial. I think if they do get this deal done, I still kind of feel like the deal won't go through. But if it does go through, it's going to have to be more than just Call of Duty being having a 10-year deal for PlayStation. It's going to have to be like Diablo, Overwatch, anything else they're developing for the next 10 years. That survival game that the people at Blizzard are going gaga for. Yeah, all those games are going to have to be on PlayStation.
True.
And so, I mean, that's fine to get the deal done, but think about how they had to be kind of If that happens, they have to be forced into that. That's not something they were just offered off the break. It's just not their mentality. I don't think that's what they want. But to get back to what we were talking about, since we started talking about Nintendo, Call of Duty, if this deal goes through, a content parody Call of Duty, which content-wise and actual game-wise would be no different than the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC version, will be on the Nintendo system. Now, note, they did not say Nintendo Switch, because
nope, they didn't.
Putting it on a Nintendo Switch, probably it's going to be difficult, and the experience is probably going to be absolute terrible. Just dog crap. It's going to be awful. So whatever this new Nintendo system that's coming out, that's been rumored, like leave the rumors, and I think by the time, if this deal goes through, and by the time they're able to develop a Nintendo version of Call of Duty, there'll be a new piece of hardware out. You agree with that?
Oh yeah, that's the only way this is happening. Yeah, that's the only way it's gonna happen. I do believe sometime in the next 12 to 24 hours, you're going to see a situation where Nintendo is going to announce
months to hours.
Within the next 24 months, they're going to announce something.
So yeah,
I believe that wholeheartedly.
I agree. So I mean, look, I know there are people out here who are upset with some of the comments that have been made by a certain there's been a lot of salt right now. Okay, we're gonna get into both. There's a what did she do? Lulu something, right? Lulu what's the last name? Lulu, her first name's Lulu is all I can remember. But Lulu, who works for Activision, right? She's an executive for Activision, correct?
Yeah.
Lulu Xing is EVP Corporate Affairs and CCO for Activision Blizzard. She's been pretty spicy on the timeline.
Yeah, man.
And she posted a meme of a guy riding a bike, and it's Sony, and then he puts a stick into his, as he's riding, he puts a stick into his own wheel, which is her still refuses to accept guaranteed long-term access to Call of Duty, and then falling on the side of the road holding his neat thing. What if we lose? And this tweet is got people in the uproar. It's so
that tweet was awesome.
I thought it was pretty funny. I don't have a problem with it. I know there are people that are just like, she's unprofessional. She's unprofessional. I act like that, and there are people who are like, oh, this or even felt what Brad Smith did in the demeanor, in the tone of the press conference in Brussels was very lack tact or uncouth or whatever. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm honestly like, we can't be treating Lulu a certain way, but then don't have a problem with PlayStation executives saying this is how you share our game. So you can't have say that's hilarious, that was great marketing, which it was. It was absolutely perfect marketing for the time. Absolutely destroyed Xbox and really helped PlayStation 4 along. It was good. It was a good idea. And was it professional? Yeah, I thought it was professional. You work for the company.
You work for the company. Marketing, you're trying to get paid.
Exactly. You were marketing your product over the competition. So heck yeah, it's fine. Lulu works for Activision. She wants this deal to go through. I'm pretty sure when the deal goes through, Lulu gonna be set for life. Lulu working for Activision, trying to get this deal done, is gonna put up a meme that makes Sony look funny.
Yep.
Is that unprofessional? No.
No, you work for the company.
You work for the company. Of course you could. Look, if somebody worked for Coke and someone with the press said, hey, guy, executive who works for Coke, what do you think about Pepsi? I think he's gonna be like, oh no. Well, you know, we love Pepsi, but we prefer Coke. No.
He said we love Pepsi, but we prefer Coke.
Pepsi is trash. We're Coke. They are an imitation of what we are. We are
you a Pepsi
excellent.
guy or a Coke guy?
Huh?
Are you a Pepsi guy or a Coke guy?
I'm definitely a Coke guy. But like, but pause, not like Coke guy. Coke. Like,
I know what you mean.
Nose, I'm talking about
I know
like,
you.
If I'm a drinker soda, I don't drink too many sodas. But if I'm a drinker soda,
I don't either.
I'm not getting the Pepsi. But that's not the point. My point is, when you have rivals, you have competition. Companies, this is how companies compete, and it's not always smiling, happy-go-lucky, and Phil Spencer and Sean Layton and Reggie Fils-Aimé holding hands at the VGAs. Like, it's just not. So I mean, like, I don't understand people being upset at this. I think it's just fine. What are your thoughts on it before we talk about Mr. Chris at GameIndustry.biz?
No, I listen. That's what I said on Braff the other day. I was like, listen, man, this woman trying to get paid. She understands that at the end of this, if I got to put out a tweet with a funny caption on it and make fun of another company, and it's gonna probably get me $3, $4, $5 million added to the end of my bank account, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's not. People say in poor taste you shouldn't be doing that because you're an executive at the company. Listen, these companies are all about making money, and the reason they're all about making money is because it helps them get more money themselves. So it's all in the self-interest of preservation. You know, you want to get as much out of it as you possibly can, and I think that's what she was doing. So I just laugh at people when they take, like I said, I think a lot of people take a lot of this stuff way too serious. It's comical at this point. I understand how people feel, but I think people just take it way more than they need to be taking it, honestly.
Right, and honestly, they get paid to do this. Some of y'all do this stuff and go even further, and you don't get paid.
Right.
So honestly, who's I mean, like, you're wasting your time. You get paid. You don't get paid a dime to kind of do this kind of stuff, and you know, at least they have some kind of like monetary or professional benefit to what they're doing, whatever. So Christopher Dring, I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but he's a writer for GameIndustry.biz, which I like their content. I like they get a lot of good interviews. They do a lot of good reporting. So I appreciate the work that they. He came out with a opinion piece. It was an opinion piece, not just straight, you know, games media reporting, but an opinion piece on what happened with the press conference that Microsoft put together last Tuesday, and that also angered the other side, this console warring community, because they didn't like how he phrased certain things or whatever. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with this either, honestly. It's an opinion piece. This is his opinion. He thought that I mean, he even said it in it that he thought that it was a good briefing, that they got their points across, that the Nvidia and Nintendo contracts were good moves for them and good looks for them in this entire goal to get the deal done. But just due to how it was done and how it's different in Europe and cultural differences, it may not have come off the way they wanted it to come off, and people had a problem with that. Anonymous in the chat says he did retract some of the comments in the article. I mean, like I will actually read the tweet that he came out with 18 hours ago. I did a piece yesterday on the latest Activision Xbox news, I didn't do a good job, I don't think. Folks had issues with points that I wasn't really trying to make. So he's not really retracting things, like he's trying to clarify things. So I asked EIC, about his editor-in-chief, if I could update it and try again. He kindly said yes. So he has another version. He follows his tweet up with another tweet that says, my views are, political circus around it is not something I've experienced before, and it's a little disorienting. But I believe Microsoft did a good job in Europe. Activision Blizzard, not so much. UK regulator remains the main challenge. I agree with that. The CMA is probably the biggest challenge to this entire deal happening, because there is no appeal to the CMA, really. Like, there's no suing the CMA. There's not a lot of the avenues that you get with the FTC and in American courts that you're gonna get with the CMA. So the CMA sees pretty, at least in from what I read of their arguments and what the remedies that they gave Microsoft to fix this deal, they far more want a structural remedy than a behavioral remedy. What Microsoft is offering is all behavioral. They even stated they ain't trying to do no structural remedies. They're not trying to sell Activision. They ain't trying to sell COD. They ain't trying to sell Blizzard. They're gonna give these people what they want. They claim they want, and if they really want it, then they would accept our contract. That's their argument, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. It seems, and especially considering if you look at the language when they even explain the behavioral side of things, that the CMA does not prefer that, and there's no guarantee that they will accept it. And if that's the case, there's still a chance that they can come up with like the best behavioral remedy possible here, and it's going to still be a no.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards this deal not happening. Forte, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on Christopher's article as well as that?
Well, I just think the article was interesting. I do think that this deal, I'm just going to stay on the hill where I feel like this deal is going to go through unless Microsoft just gives up on it. I don't think the regulators are going to shut it down. I just think they're going to make it super difficult on them, to the point where they're going to make it like, is this deal even going to be the same deal that you thought you were getting? Because we already know it's not going to be that. But how much different will this deal become over the course of just these different iterations that these behavioral and structural differences they're trying to make to it? And is Microsoft going to be willing to, acquiesce to that, or are they going to be willing to just say, we no mas and we give up? I think those are the two options that's going to happen. I just think it's going to be really hard for them to just get it outright. But I do think this deal is going to still go through, because I feel like this could have been shut down a while ago. Like, it just seems like the regulators want to push this through, but they're not going to push it through and give them everything they want. So if they're going to approve this, it's going to be with those concessions. And the thing is Microsoft going to accept those concessions and move on? I do think the Nvidia deal is definitely probably a bigger point than the Nintendo deal, because I think that's got something to do with cloud gaming, and that's in the same industry or the same thing that, these regulators were talking about when they're talking about becoming, this leader in cloud technology. Now, what happens after that 10 years is something completely different, but I do think that deal being signed is actually something that's really good. And I do agree with bringing it to the Nintendo Switch is giving them more options than they didn't have before of people playing the game in different ways. So,
although it's not the 150 million.
It's not the 150 million. I mean, because, of that 150 million, probably about 70 million of the people already got another console that they can probably play Call of Duty on.
Right.
So,
and if they have the choice, they're probably going to play it on the Xbox or PlayStation
or their PC.
Or PC. Over playing it on their Nintendo device. And that's if they choose it. So look, if you already had no percentages, I can't remember the exact percentage, a significant portion of Nintendo Switch owners also own an Xbox or PlayStation. If those people already have access to Call of Duty, it coming to a Nintendo platform does not mean play it there, especially if they've already chosen to not play it. So I think would have been better phrasing by Microsoft would be, and now due to this deal, we have an opportunity to give Call of Duty potentially to 150 million devices.
Yes,
because the device can the device can accept and play the game. That doesn't have anything to do whether the actual player chooses it or not, but the opportunity is there. So that is a far more accurate statement than players, because there's so much crossover. As it's that fully. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing. But for me, it just comes back to how long is Microsoft willing to fight for this, and if they're willing to put up a good fight for a while, I feel like it's gonna benefit them. But they're gonna have to concede a lot of stuff, and I just don't know how beneficial the deal at the end. I mean, like you said, if the deal isn't about Call of Duty, which me and you both believe it is, and it's about mobile, which is
I think it's about all of it actually now.
It's about all of it, but I think, it's about all of it, but it's still about getting a foothold into a position that you don't have any foothold inside of. So that's why they're willing to go out and do these deals with Call of Duty and talk about all of this different stuff, because the prize at the end of it is having a foothold in mobile. And as we always talk about, Apple made more money than all of these companies combined. When you talk about PlayStation, Nintendo, and Sony, they made more money in gaming than all of them and didn't sell a single game to anybody. All they did was have a store. So that's the thing that Microsoft is kind of probably looking at and saying, well, this will put us in a better position to be able to not only fund future products, but they can also subsidize Game Pass even more with a model like that too. Because if you're bringing that much money into the ecosystem, your own ecosystem, and not relying on, Daddy Starbucks, Microsoft coming and bailing you out and giving you money whenever you need it, even though that's the parent company of the whole thing. If you can sustain yourself on your own, I think that's another good thing that would actually come from it too. So it's a twofold thing. I do think Call of Duty and having all those assets would allow them to make their revenue a lot more greener for Xbox, because that's underneath them. But that's the thing they're fighting for right now, and they don't want to lose it.
I think that's nothing really new. I think we'll get more. Starting to get close to where the initially.
Yeah,
like that's literally within. So we're gonna start getting judgment, stuff like that, and finally get this thing over.
You never want to hear about this again.
I never want. Next time I talk about this, I want to talk about it's over, like whether it gets blocked. Whether it's gone through, it's over. Let's move on.
Right. I agree.
Forte, man. We get the outros on it.
No, man, great show as always, man. Just everybody enjoy the weekend that you have in front of you. Enjoy the games that you're playing. Make sure that you're safe, because a lot of places had really terrible cold weather over the course of the last couple of days. So be safe out there. Trust yourself. Don't trust the people around you when it comes to driving. And it's going to be a good time. Myself, you already know where you can find me. Gaming Forte everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, and PlayStation. DPS next week on my channel. It's going to be a great time over there too, as it was here. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And as always, Slow-Mo, great job.
Lisa, I hope great job. Second person in time in the chat, someone said that I was cutting in and out. So hopefully that was like a one-time thing with Discord or OBS, and not. I just took off every filter that I have on my mic source in OBS. So hopefully that is fixing whatever issue there was. I'll play it back. I'll play it back later on and then see if I'll do some troubleshooting, make some changes, make sure that next show isn't a problem. It says I'm low right now too, which I didn't change my volume, so it should be good. But regardless, so let's go ahead and get up out of here. Forte, let everyone know. Did you do your outro?
I just did it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as I said before, I'm working on a video about why live service games fail. Please check that out. I'll hope
except for one.
I should talk about why Destiny should fail, but anyway.
At least you corrected it. At least you said why they should fail. You're right. Good job. I appreciate you.
Gregor says it was happening for a while, but I thought it was because I was outside, but it was still happening when I got home. That sucks. I really hate to hear that. I'll play it back and we'll see what we can do about trying to get it cleaned up post production and make sure it's not a problem going into the next show. But yeah, like I said, working on the video. We're probably gonna try to go live with some Returnal co-op soon, so look out for that. That's going to be on the DPS channel. And let me go ahead and put the link to the DPS channel in the chat if I can find it.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to
let's see. No, there, Forte, say something.
Whoop, there it is.
I mean, say something. That's.
Whoop, there it is.
That's
whoop, shakalaka, 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 laka, woof. Why? What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the link to the.
Oh, you're trying to find the link.
Channel, the channel for.
Well, you know what? Why he is doing that, because Slow-Mo always forgets when it's on his channel. We are about to call out the amazing people that support us on the monetary game when it comes to being channel members. I am pulling that up right now because Slow-Mo always forgets about it.
I don't forget about it.
He just has a bunch of stuff going on his computer, so he gets a pass today. So shout out to the members that join both channels. You guys are amazing. You are the ones that power these channels, and we really appreciate it. So shout out to the homeboy Texas Lean. Shout out to Low Key Poppy. Shout out to J-Dab, True Serum, Big Mad Mo. Shout out to you, bro. Dragonheart Yobi, Stardust Acero, Texas. I'm a Rich Swag Lord, Ramon Terrell, Hargi Chini, Brat, Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, Corey Hale, Cat Daddy Lurk, Erodimus, Slow-Mo Backslap, DJ Oris, and that guy Smitty. Really, really appreciate you guys, and definitely looking forward to more interactions with you guys in the chat.
I'll do mine, and then I'll explain some of the craziness that's going on with the DPS channel, especially the last couple of week of failed attempts to dual stream.
Oh, I can tell you,
podcast.
yeah.
So for my side of the members is John the Don, They Babe, Cat Daddy Lurk, Dragonheart Yobi, Enrique, Hargi Shani, Texas, True Serum, Erodimus, Ramon Terrell, Homie One Kenobi, Gaming Forte, Corey Hale, Stardust Acero, and that guy Smitty. That's not including the the 6 channel memberships that we got today, which was with East Texas Alex, who became a member, as well as gifted memberships to Steve Harlow, John E, Percolator 9000, and our own DPS podcast channel. So appreciate all you guys. Now, what we've been attempting to do is stream the show on our channels, because our channels actually have the audience that watches the show, but then also stream it live also on the DPS channel at the same time, because there are people who don't really care for not knowing which week, or trying to keep track of which week the show is going to be on. It's going to be on Slow Mo's channel, it's going to be on Forte's channel. You know what? We were trying to have it on the DPS channel, so if you're the kind of person that doesn't know which one it's on, at least you know it's there. Last week, I was trying to do that when Forte was hosting, and then realized I can't stream it off of the same PC that I am doing the show on myself, because I'm hearing a reverb of everything we're saying in my ear, and then that will also kind of come off on the stream as well. And so I didn't do it. Well, at least I shut it down, and then I just deleted the live stream, which was only up for like 2 minutes. Forte attempted tonight. I have no freaking idea why it didn't work tonight.
Oh, I know why it didn't work. I know why.
Why didn't it work?
Because for some reason, when you are running OBS, well, first of all, it was showing the stream in OBS, but when you would go to YouTube and look at the actual where it connects to YouTube at, it was showing a black screen right there, and it was just showing a black screen the whole time. But when I looked at OBS screen, it literally was showing your stream. So I think it's something. It has something to do with this update that just came through, because that was the newest update for that. Because I had just installed OBS on that laptop today, and I was like, okay, so this is definitely, then you're having issues with OBS. So I think it's just with OBS today. The thing that I'm going to do in the future, and I think we're going to do in the future, is whenever, instead of hosting it like on our secondary like laptops or something, I'm just gonna do Discord through my laptop, because that's not intensive. I can definitely still talk and communicate through Discord.
You mean when I'm hosting?
When you're hosting, I'm gonna just use my main PC to just do the encoding, since I know I don't have problems on my main PC, and I'll just switch over to Discord on my laptop and hook my mixer and stuff up to my laptop through USB. So that won't be a problem in the future.
I came to that same conclusion, and I installed Discord on my laptop, so I could actually, next week, I'll just be on my laptop, because I'm not hosting.
Because you're not hosting, so it doesn't matter where you're coming from.
My PC that I do all my content creation on to do the stream on the pod. So look, yeah, we came to the same conclusion with how you.
Yep, same conclusion. So that's what's going to happen next week.
And I put the link in the chat. So if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, please do so. And if you feel like it, Blade X just subbed, appreciate you, Blade X. And if you guys would rather watch it there, instead of trying to figure out which channel it's on, just know that in the future it will be there live there as well. And there you have it. So appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy your games, and
enjoy your women, enjoy everything.
What? You're not here, it's too late. All right. Peace.
You said, get the hell up out of here. It's too late. It's too late.